as long as you got RFID locks, then they can be upgraded to BLE if you have not done so already.
Correct.
Or to NFC, if
Correct.
that is the technology that we see probably within the next 12 to 18 months turns out to be the front runner.
Most of the locking vendors now in the market are bringing out NFC-enabled locks. So the locks are effectively coming out RFID and NFC. And then you have the option to add Bluetooth if you want to. Bluetooth is always an add-on because it's a different antenna and it's a different technology effectively. The problem is up until possibly even middle of last year, early part of last year, any lock that was installed prior to that, if you want to go NFC, will almost definitely need to have more technology added to it. So there will be a cost, unfortunately.
Understand. But I suppose what we are also saying is that we've been talking about mobile key for 10 years now.
Yep.
Uptake globally is anywhere from 5 to 8% of guests. And that is unlikely to change.
I think you've also got to be a little bit careful with that 5 to 8%, because a lot of that is based on corporate travel in one or two countries. So it's not necessarily reflective of what's happening in the hotel industry in Australia and our profile of guest. So because you said earlier on, and you're 100% right, in America, you've got some very loyal Marriott customers and some very loyal Hilton customers and some very loyal Hyatt customers. We don't have that same level of loyalty. Therefore, the actual uptake of the mobile device means of opening the door isn't as high. So I would question whether it's as high, even as high as 5% in Australia. Globally, it might be, but Australia, I personally believe it's probably considerably less than that.
Yep. There are not that many implementations, I suppose, of mobile key in the Australian market. But
different if you move into a slightly different guest profile. So student accommodation, for example, you're staying in your own residence for 6 month term or a 4 month term or whatever it is. That makes more sense to go down the Bluetooth route than plastic card.
Definitely.
Because you're not reissuing it. You've got that same guest. They have their same approach to the same, staying in the same building. So it becomes like their home. And therefore the Bluetooth makes more sense in that environment, or the long-term service department environment, or the residential, or the build to rent. It's the hotel, it's that sort of high turnover, 2, 3, 4 night stays that you probably find the Bluetooth is less adopted.
That makes sense too.